Why are black people so controlled by a word?
Why are racists so controlled by a color? Perhaps they are new to this here planet, but words mean things. Welcome to the concept of language. I can't believe this has to be explained to anyone over the age of 5, that words are used to communicate messages, stories, form civilizations and societies. Wars have been started because of an exchange of words. God sends people to hell over words, not their pigment, their words. So by their logic, God, I guess, is chimping out too. This is why he said in Proverbs, there is power in the tongue, and the tongue has the power of life and death. God cast Lucifer out of heaven because of his words, when he too practiced the sin of supremacy. James says the same mouth people use to praise God is often used to curse human beings made in God's image. I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word they speak. This is how important even God views words. So I guess God is controlled by words too. Why do black people have a reaction to violent language? Oh, I don't know. Because they're human. The same way a bigot's mother would have a reaction to a complete stranger approaching them on the street and calling them a cunt. The same way an Asian or a Latino would have a reaction to derogatory slurs about their ethnic group. The same way your boss would have a reaction if you called them something disgusting and vile, or your mother or your pastor. They are human beings. Words mean things, boys and girls. If that wasn't the case, why cry over a woman's false allegation against you? If Sarah decided to tell the police that Connor forced himself on her and it wasn't true, I'm guessing they wouldn't have an issue with it because words don't mean things. Or do they suddenly matter in this instance?
Well, I think those say, well, a false allegation is against the law.
What's a law? A collection of words. Right. The society agrees, carries authority and consequences. If words were meaningless, then laws would be meaningless. Contracts would be meaningless. Wedding vows would be meaningless. Threats, defamation, false accusations would be meaningless. But nobody lives like words are meaningless. The same people who say it's just a word suddenly understand language perfectly when the words affect them. These same people are so controlled by a color to the point where they would write a 180-page manifesto filled with words about a stranger's color. So controlled by color, they would drive 200 miles across state lines to shoot up a Tops grocery store or a church because they didn't like the strangers inside's color. So controlled by pigment, they would go on a stream and talk about it all day. Organize their day and dedicate their life to harassing strangers because of their pigment. A color occupies every chamber of their mind, planning harm against strangers because of this color. So controlled by color, they would kill over it. So controlled by color, they would damn their souls to hell over it. So controlled by color, they would lie, steal, antagonize complete strangers because of it. Throw away their morality, their Christianity, their entire soul, damning it into the lake of fire, forever consumed by hatred every single day, creating hate groups like the KKK, redlining, segregation, slavery, bastardizing their own Bible, and defying their own God because of a color. All because they are controlled by a color, a slave to their own hatred because a color has so much power over them. And no matter how much you pray for them, they don't want to be free. It's just a word, people, who determine that strangers aren't worth basic human decency because of hue, who have to be explained in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, that words have definitions, who willingly sin against God because their hatred of your color is worth their soul. Imagine being so controlled by a color, made so undone by a stranger's hue, that you surrender your time, freedom, your future, your soul, your one life because of it. Grocery store shoppers and churchgoers you will kill because of it. It's just a word, yet these people organize their entire day around deploying it. Foaming at the mouth like a rabid dog at the thought of barking that word to a random stranger because that word clearly means so much to them. So they don't think it's just a word. A color is their addiction, and that slur is their daily bread. What would they do without it?